Hello guys, welcome back to the stream. I wanted to tell you guys something. Before 15 minutes and after the stream ended, I checked the stream on my phone and I realized that my mic was off or it was muted the whole time. So I was just talking to myself for the whole time thinking someone is listening to me. But it doesn't matter because there was no one in the stream anyways, but I still wanted to hear how I sounded, but it it did not happen. So in our previous stream, what we did was we fixed our heat mechanics, we finalized our heat mechanics, we determined how far the gilly is gonna reach, and we determined how powerful our heat is gonna be, how it is gonna change our score. And these are the three basic things that we have implemented in our previous stream. And I said in that stream that in our next stream we are gonna integrate power bar, and I was gonna stream after 1 or half an hour, but I came back in 15 minutes. See, guys, that's how excited I am for this. Okay, so the first thing that we are gonna do now is make a sound bar, not a sound bar, but a sound meter, not the sound meter, the power meter. I don't know why I keep saying sound meter. It's probably because I had made in my previous game that I had created, there was a sound meter, which was the same kind of concept like the bar filling based on the sound. Instead, we have now is the bar filling based on the power. So basically, it's the same thing. So for now, we are gonna just implement a basic power meter. No, no better visual, nothing extra, just the working power meter. And after that, after we complete after we complete the whole tasks for today, like the camera, kicking the player and the fielder and batsman, updating the position every time there's turn changes, and also implementing the player catch properly. I don't think player catch is that difficult since I already have the base setup for that. The only reason I'm not into player catch and I'm avoiding this is it's really difficult to implement this player catch. I don't mean by difficult to implement but difficult to test because I have to play as a batsman in my one PC, as a fielder in my another PC, and since this game is purely physics based, like the gilly can go anywhere based on the power, I have to check where it landed first, and after that move my fielder to that position. And since I can just determine if the catch is good or bad based on one try, so I have to try multiple times. So I think this is gonna be difficult. So for that, I have an idea. I'm gonna place a tree or any object where the gilly is gonna land on tap hit. So every time I tap it, the distance is gonna be same. That's cause how the code works. And I'm gonna place my fielder there every single time, and that's how I gonna determine the catch and test if the catch is proper or not. So that is for later. For now, let's implement our power meter. By the way, guys, I'm eating something, so you might sound, you might hear some kind of kind of things, but that's just me eating. Mm, Let me check my stream if anyone's watching me. I highly doubt that, but still. Anyone's watching me. I highly. After that, my feed for half an hour, but okay, so let's create a canvas. Since we have already have a canvas and we have this batter, let's create this. Let's create what do we create? We create an image. Name this as fill, and for the type, what do I change my type? There's no option for type. What is this chat GPT? Wait a second. So do I add a field? No, not this way. How do I make this field or not field? Hmm. Hmm. What is this chat GPT telling me to do? I can't find any type option, but it's telling me to find the type. Let's go to YouTube and see how can we implement the power bar.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್ಪ ಇದು.
ವಿಕ್ಸ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಕಿರಿಕಿರಿ ದೂರಗೊಳಿಸಿ.
What's up guys, I'm Gatsby. In this video I will show you how to make a stamina bar in Unity. So, we want our stamina bar to be large amounts from the same time, up in addition to one white pixel. I will be using and changing this white square to represent the stamina bar. So you can either make your own or you can download the one which I've linked in the description. So, to begin, let's go to our hierarchy, right click, go to UI, let's create an image. I'm going to call it background. Then let's go to our scene view, select our canvas so it's in focus, and let's resize our background of our stamina bar appropriately. I'm going to go with roughly rectangular this size. Then let's drag our white pixel in, set our image type to filled, and our fill method to horizontal. Select your background image, press Ctrl D to duplicate it, and then rename
Wait
this
a
to
second. This guy has image type option, but I don't have an image type option. Do I need to put an image? Fuck. I need to put an image to get this image type that I was searching. So basically we need, let me check this. Image type to field and field method vertical. That's how we are gonna fill. So if I think of any kind of power meter that I have seen in game before, I think it should be like this kind of shape, like this, and it should go from here to here. What do you guys think? I think that's gonna be perfect match for this game. This kind of vertical power meter, like in this shape, which has a little bars which fill over time, change the colors. What do you guys think? That would look cool, but I don't know how can I create that. That's where this ChatGPT comes in. So basically, what we need is we need two images. One, the background, which is shaped in this way. Wait a second. Do I have paint or something? I have paint. I'm gonna show you guys what I mean by that. So we are gonna have two images, okay? This is the first one. This is the second one. And for the first one, what I need is this kind of power bar, which will only be the outline, and it will have this as well, this kind of lines, smaller transparent lines, which shows that this thing is empty for now. And for the second image, what I want is I want a full picture. Say this full picture which has like smaller blocks, like this is one block, this is one block, this is one block, this is another block, this is another block, this is another block, and here we will have it as green, and this is a little bit of mild green, um, little bit of mild green, little bit orange, and a little bit of stronger orange and red. So like we have for the second image we have an image consisting of several blocks of different colors. So what we are going to do is we are going to fill this based on the power that we provide. So if we hold for little bit, okay, if we hold for this much amount of time, then this is going to fill up to here. So the image is going to slowly fill up to here. So that is going to give us the effect of this power increasing with this value. So we have this power, then this is going to fill full, fully get filled, and that is going to give us an effect of full power. And if we hold for this amount of time, then it is going to give us a little bit of power. That's what I think, and that's how I think this will be implemented. I'm not sure about this, but that is what I think it would be like. So to get this done, I need two things first. One, this image, and second, with this image. Both of these images I can create from Photoshop, but I have a problem with Photoshop that I can't. I think I can. I don't think that I can discuss that in my stream, but since no one watches this stream, so I can say that I have a cracked version of Photoshop. So whenever I try opening Photoshop, if I have my internet on, then it does not work. I have to turn off the internet to use my photos, so that's not gonna be possible during our stream. So what should I do? Should I make this off stream, or should I find other ways? Let me ask ChatGPT for some reference images. Let me just show you guys how I talk with this guy. I have to create a parameter for data. Oh, it is giving me UI style options. See the option that it's giving me none of this. I want none of this. I'm gonna tell him I want vertical power meter with power is smaller blocks made up of varying colors. Mostly clean style. Mm, going from green to orange to red. What do you think of this idea? What the hell is this? What the I didn't mean it this way, bro. ChatGPT. I'll give it an image. Wait a second. I think I'm the only guy using Paint in 2026. I don't know why this thing came up in my mind using Paint. To be precise, I made this kind of drawing, and for the colors, select this, select my color. First, I'm gonna go green. Wait a second. How do I select a color? Oh, I need to make the selection here. This, meter. Move it down a bit. This. Now move it towards here. Okay. This. Move it up. Okay. Move it to the left. Okay. Left. Okay. This is how I meant. Isn't this cool? Compared with this or this. This is how I meant. Isn't this cool? Compared with this or this. Guys, I have got one more idea. Since we have red at our top and red instinctively tells about danger, right? So what we can do is if the player hits in full power, then the kill is gonna go much farther than the game has to offer. So it falls on water or some kind of thing, and you get 0 points. What do you guys think about this? So the player now has to hit between minimum to maximum that is achievable, not the full max, like holding every single time the power, but holding the power every single time and getting the max points. So that is gonna differ. That is gonna make the game a bit more, what do you call this, versatile. It's gonna give versatility to player based on how they play. And one more thing is the initial hit. What we can do is we can vary the power for initial hit based on where the player hits, or like in which part of the gilly the player hits, collides, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying, but hear me out. So first the player has to hit the gilly in a good way, so it goes to a higher distance. If he hits the gilly in a bad way, then it's gonna fly just a little bit, so the players is not gonna get enough time to make the final strike in a good way, so he has to rush and make a small hit. That's one benefit, which gives player a bit more thing to play around with. And the second thing is if the player learns at what distance he can hold the button and fire, then basically he's gonna be really good at the game really fast. What I mean is, now if the player, okay, I am a new player and I'm playing it for the first time. In my first try, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check how much farther in y direction the gill is flying in my first hit. and after that I'm gonna realize that for the first hit the gilly is moving exactly to the same y direction, to the same amount of distance every single time, which is gonna give me an idea of if I can predict to hit. So I won't need to look the gilly. I don't need to look the gilly to make a hit. So what I can do is I can make the first hit, and after that I can just guess based on the experiences that I had and hold the button and hit, and it's gonna land perfectly every single time once I get used to it. So that is the main problem for this game. So for that I have a solution, and the solution is to vary the amount of distance that the gilly will travel in the first initial hit. So what it will do is the player has to calculate the time, or the not the time but the timing. He has to calculate the timing every single time so the game does not feel the same every single time. What do you guys think? I think that's a good idea, and I think I should work on that. Not today, but tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think I could work on that. And after I implement that, then this logic will make sense. The red part. Okay. Now you guys might be thinking, how does this make sense for that? So, firstly, okay. Let's visualize two test cases. The first test case being my character, not the character, but my gilly moving the exact same distance in y direction in the first initial hit, and the second test case being it the distance varying every single time based on the hit that I make. Okay, if we take our first case and check if our gilly is not check. But wait a second, guys. Let me think about this before talking it with you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna talk. I'm not gonna think, because when I started thinking, nothing came in my mind. So first, there's we were talking about our first test case, right? Where the gilly moves to the exact same distance every single time. So what happens is, once we get the hang of that, we can totally avoid this red. So I would know exactly when to hold my button after how many seconds. What I mean is, every time, like if I play it 3 or 4 times, I would know the time when to hold the power so that feels exactly to this point. How do I get this bus? This is the bus. I would know how to get up to this. So to get till here, so basically this means danger. So if I make my power till here, then it is gonna be the gilly is gonna go inside of water or something, and this is gonna be 0 points. So once I figure this out, I would my second case would be to get till here, and to get till here, I would just need to play for two or three tries. Then I would know exactly when to hold the power button based on the distance that the gilly is traveling in the first hit. So it will be really predictable for the player to get till here every single time. This is our test 1. So in our test 2, now the gilly is gonna move not this. Now based on the hit that we make for the initial hit, the gilly is gonna move till the gilly is gonna travel up to here, or up to here. It could be random, not random, but it will be based on the hit that the player makes. So now the player has to take care of two things. First, if he makes a good hit. Now he has to see where the gilly is traveling. Now if he sees gilly is going to here, now he needs to hold from the point that gilly is coming down. From this point of time he needs to hold the power button to get till here, which adds a bit of variation to the game, which will make the player try a bit harder instead of this. When the player will reach this point, when he can score, when he can get this, when he can get till this score, not this score, but this level of power every single time, then the player is gonna quit really soon, because there is nothing new that the game has to offer after he knows how to get to this power level every single time. There is a variation that the fielder can place the AI bots, or he can be there to the place where this lands, the gilly lands when the power is up to this amount. But that's a different thing. That is then the game will be based on another player rather than the main player, or whoever is playing. So after we introduce this, the player is gonna have mm a more the player is gonna need more time figuring out how do we get to this every single time. For that he needs to master the timing, and which will make him hook into the game bit longer, which is the main point of creating a game, I think. So test 2 totally makes sense. What do you guys think? I'm gonna discuss this with my teammate and introduce him with this idea, and I'll know what I'll take his opinions in this. And I think this taste two totally makes sense for this kind of game, because right now the final hit is good. It has different range of distance based on the power. Okay, it has one varying term, but first initial it does not have any varying terms, so that it feels same every single time. Okay, one thing, mm, one thing, and one good thing happened during this stream. I'm really grateful for this, because this idea never came into my mind before. Now I will surely implement this, but not today. Today we are gonna implement this power meter. So let's get rid of everything. So let's create this inside of Photoshop, and we'll implement this for our game. Before that, I think I'm gonna be ending this stream right here, because I can't. Mm, I won't be able to use Photoshop while I am connected to internet, and if I disconnect my internet, then the stream is gonna go get off anyway. So I'm gonna take a little bit of rest. I'm gonna clear up my mind, and after that, I'm gonna return back with the emails that I would create in Photoshop, and after that, we are gonna implement the power meter, and after that, we are gonna check, not check, but implement the spawning of players, uh, not the spawning of players, but changing the players position every single time the turn changes, which is missing right now, which is a huge part of the game, but it's missing right now, that we will fix today. And after that, I'm not sure if how long it's gonna take to implement this power meter, but if this power meter gets implemented in less amount of time, then I think I will work on implementing the test case that we discussed right now, and see if we can bring some changes to this game. Okay, till then, see you guys. Bye bye.